Welcome to Office Hours with Michael Dove. In this series, I will answer questions that get most asked to me by either students or people in the workshops or from clients. And these questions will have to do with the things that may be on many of our minds and hearts. And so I will look at one or two questions, answer it here, and hopefully we may all benefit from the answers that come through. So we'll start with this question that gets asked to me a lot, actually. It is, what does real spiritual awakening actually feel like? So, this is an excellent question because it's something that so many people experience, and they're often bewildered by what it is, what it means. They may feel kind of lost or confused around the concept of or the experience of spiritual awakening. So I feel like the best way to answer this question is to kind of go back a little bit further and talk about kind of the nature of the soul and what spiritual awakening actually is. All right? So the way that I would define and describe a spiritual awakening is kind of like this. It's as if our souls has attached to it kind of a timer. It's a kind of a divine timer, if you will. And it's like when this timer goes off, I often picture it as almost like an egg timer, if you will. And when this timer goes off, you experience the ding. It's like a little bell that wakes you up, that announces. And what this little bell does is that it announces that you're ready. It's like you're ready to see. It's as if the timer goes off, the light bulb comes on, and you're able to see the connections of meaning as evidenced by your life and your experience, but the meaning that points to why you are here and what your purpose is. It's as if everything suddenly begins to make sense, and you're sensing all kinds of connections. Connections that point to a kind of intentionality in terms of the experiences and episodes of your life. And then so suddenly you may realize why you had certain experiences, why you went through particular kinds of ordeals and challenges, and you suddenly are able to understand what the benefit and the purpose was for those experiences and episodes and learning, because you're able to see, maybe for the first time, how it all fits together. You suddenly are able to see the bigger picture. It's as if things suddenly make sense that had not made sense before. So this is an awakening experience. It's as if, as Carl Jung once described it in his own Coming into Awareness, it's as if you were stepping out of a fog, and then suddenly everything around you becomes clear, even crystal clear. And you get a clear sense of what you are doing in the story of your life, because suddenly your life itself gains a significant sense and expansion of meaning. Meaning that you see the connectivity of everything that has happened to you, where it has placed you, and also the direction in which you are going. That this experience, this spiritual awakening, is something that transforms how you sit, how you walk, how you comport yourself, how you navigate, and how you see your life itself. So this awakening is a very, very important event that many of us have, and have had, and some of us understand it, and some of us don't quite know what is happening to us as it is happening, or after it has happened. So that gets to kind of the question at hand, in terms of what does it feel like? What does one experience on the internal level? What does one perceive? And what happens to you in and after an experience of a spiritual awakening? Now, what often happens is that there is, and I see this a lot with people, there's kind of a period of disorientation in which you find yourself in a larger space, in a larger context, and you wonder, people often wonder, what's going on? Am I alone here? And has anyone else ever had this kind of experience? You see, so it's like these questions pop up that kind of compel you to go on kind of a quest, an inner quest, a mental quest, a path or journey of inquiry, where you want to find the answers, in terms of what's going on, and what's happening to you. In spiritual awakening, often the writings and communications of spiritual teachers, spiritual gurus and sages and mystics and people like that, suddenly their writings, their poems, the texts that have come down to us begin to make sense. It begins to be something that kind of speaks to you in a different kind of way than you've experienced before. And this can be very, very helpful in these experiences of awakening, to avail yourself to the writings and communications of sages, mystics, saints, people who have spoken and were very, very clear and articulate about the awakening and mystical kind of experience. This can be very, very helpful because it begins to orient you in terms of your path, in terms of what's going on in your life, and to help it all make sense. So the feeling of spiritual awakening is one of an expansiveness for which you are invited to kind of find your grounding. You're finding your way of navigating and feeling settled again. But you are being grounded and settled on new terrain, a new environment, a new circumstances and such. So what I would advise people in this kind of experience is to simply be very, very gentle with yourself. There's no need to panic. What you're seeing is and experiencing is an invitation to explore. Allow yourself the space to do so. Now, events in your life, the practical things that you have to do, taking care of family and bills and work and job and all of the rest, will find its proper place relative to your realization. This is important. It does happen. So I would advise to give yourself time for it all to settle. Understand it's okay, and understand that other people have experienced this as well. You are not necessarily the first one to have experienced this kind of awakening. There are people in, throughout history and in your community, and especially in spiritual circles, who have gone through this kind of experience, who has walked through the doors of realization, and they can be those that can be very, very helpful in helping you sort out and orient yourself once again into a new circumstance, into this new terrain and landscape. So the most important thing is to be very, very kind to yourself. So if this was helpful or meaningful to you, I invite you to look for the next episodes of this series. And if you would like to have a session with me on whatever topic or experience that is on your mind and on your heart that you would like answers for, just get in contact with me through either my email, yourdomeindia@gmail.com, or log on to my website, which the link is below, and I will be happy to speak with you, work with you, and explore these realms together. With that, I say thank you and namaste.